Want to make sure everybody can hear me. Hold on. Testing, testing. Hold on 1 second. Testing. Okay. Just want to make sure that everybody can hear me. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I think we got it. I haven't done this in a while, so bear with me. I, I, I think we're live. So, I don't know how many people are gonna be coming in, but hold on. I don't know how many people are gonna be coming in because I didn't announce anything or post anything on Facebook. So I'm here though. I just decided I would, do this live in case anybody wanted to step in live and chat or say anything. I've been gone a few days because I was in the hospital. Some of you know because we've been chatting on Facebook. So, not much is going on. But when I was in the hospital, so for a few days, I got my gallbladder out. So that's something that I actually had been wanting to do for a while. So I'm really happy that I was able to do that. Hold on 1 second. I was really glad I was able to do that. So, because I'd been wanting to do it for a while because my gallbladder for years have been bothering me. But every time I went to the emergency room, of course, they were like, there's nothing we can do for that. So I finally go and they're like, your gallbladder is this and that. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I keep being told there's nothing you can do. And I've asked. Anyway, let me start from the beginning. First of all, this is Sherry Andrea. You can find me at sherryspeaks.com. For those of you that always follow me, you know the routine. There are 80 plus attunements on the website. You can also go there if you're looking to schedule like a reading, a clearing, or if you're just looking to read up on some things like spirituality, metaphysics, if you're looking to find more information on specific things related to those, or even manifestation. There's a lot of people right now working on that, working on learning to manifest better. But I just figured I'd chat with you for a few minutes since I haven't been around for a while. So anyway, one of the funny things that happened that I was really laughing at, it really had me laughing, is what has been going on the last few days that I've been out of the loop. So I come back home, I'm on my back porch, and I get the notification that the rapture was supposed to happen on the 23rd. Okay, who said this? I understand. I watched a video and that there was a date and a time that it was supposed to happen on the 23rd at a specific time. Some people were losing their minds, giving away their money, selling their stuff because they figured the rapture was coming and they couldn't take it with them. One Uber driver said that a couple gave him a cup filled with, that had money in it, had money and change. And when he counted it, they give him $1,950. Because they figured the rapture was coming, Jesus was coming back, and they weren't going to be here and they wouldn't need the money, so they were donating all their money. And from what I understand, there were groups of people like going to church, getting together, deciding how they were going to give all their money away. What the heck? Y'all have lost your damn minds. I'm like, I was only gone a few, like, I'm literally watching this going, what? I've only been gone a few days. What is going on? Okay, that's like, we're getting carried away now. This is like over the top. Um, yeah, it's not. I'm not trying to be offensive. Of course, a lot of people know what the rapture is, know what that means. So I'm not trying to be offensive as far as that's concerned. It is a thing, and if you understand and you read the Bible, you know that even where it speaks of this, it says you won't know the day or the hour, is actually what it says in the Bible. So I found it really surprising that people were really believing this. But this isn't, the funny thing is, this is not the first time this has happened. This is what throws me off. Not the first time this has happened. In the past, we've had times where people have been like, oh, you know, the world is ending on such and such a date at such and such a time. So this isn't the first time something like this has happened. Um, but it's the first time that I can recall that it had so many people like really buying into it, to the point where they were doing things to their own detriment, like quitting their jobs or calling in and telling their employers they couldn't go in that day because they didn't know if they were going to be around or not. One lady actually got fired. She tried to call in to take that day off on the 23rd. I don't know if she told her employer why, but they told her no, that she had to come to work. But then they turned around and fired her. So now she without a job. She's not going to know how she's going to pay her bills. And the funny thing is, it's her husband that called her and told her to take that day off from work, because I guess he believed the rapture was going to be happening too. Okay, so now she don't have a job. So people were selling all their stuff. I just want to say, nobody didn't send me anything. So I was like, well, I thought of that. I was like, well, geez, nobody sent me a dime. So it's kind of funny to me, that nobody sent me anything. But, it's so funny how if you have even just a few days where you step away, or you're not like really paying attention to what's going on, you're not paying attention to the news, you're not, you're doing your own thing. A few days later, you're just like, wait, when did this happen? What did I miss? You know, but I'm not trying to make fun of anyone's religious beliefs, but just really, I really got a good laugh out of the whole thing, because it like kind of caught me off guard. Like, wait, what happened? But anyway, you know, um, some of you, if you follow me, know that, and let's see, I'm doing really good, Divine Counselor. Nice to see you. Um, oh, you're my number one fan. Thank you. That's really, really nice. I appreciate that. I hope you've been doing well. Um, as you know, for anyone who's been following me, even if you've only been following me for the last, 6 months, year, 2 years, 3 years, some of you know that I've spent a lot of time in the hospital over the last 3 years. A lot. So for me, when it comes to metaphysics and my spirituality, I'm usually in the hospital. I'm bored. I'll, do energy work when I'm in the hospital. I've had a lot of people ask me, like, are my abilities affected? Like, if I'm in there, even if I'm in there for a pain crisis, are my abilities affected? And no, they're not. Sometimes my abilities are actually at a higher level. Sometimes I'm even more on. So my abilities aren't affected at all. So sometimes it's not unusual for somebody to, while I'm in there, contact me, and, I'll do clearings and things like that. So no, it doesn't affect me at all. Usually I'm pretty much in there bored. So, I'll practice doing energy work. If I have new techniques or something that I want to practice, I'll do that. Um, but it's usually very uneventful. A lot of people ask me if, what's going on with my health, if that affects my, psychic abilities or anything, or my spirituality in any way. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. Um, it's like you're in. It's like as though you're home. The place you're at doesn't affect you. The place you're at does not change how you exist, how you're operating, unless you let it, unless you believe that it will. Now, of course, if you believe that, like, while you're in the hospital or whatever, you can't do this, you can't do that, then yeah, it could affect you if you believe that. Um, but not much has been going on. But I mean, we're living during a time where it's kind of hard because with the economy, people either losing their jobs, grocery prices, it's been hard for everybody. Um, I haven't even been doing that many readings because people don't really know right now how to spend their money. You know what I mean? Some people are doing well, but some people, they just don't know how to spend their money and they want to play it safe. I'm okay with that. Some people, that's why I did. Okay. Um, so last month in August, that's why I did the sale. I put my readings on sale for $15 to try to help out. And I was thinking about doing that again for October. So, if you were thinking about getting a reading, but you just didn't want to spend a lot of money because, some of the readers, they still have, their normal prices. Maybe they're not going to put them on sale no matter what the economy does. Um, so if you've been thinking about getting a reading, yeah, you can do that if you check my website. Um, and check the scheduler. In October, I will put them on sale. That's like right around the corner. So, I mean, you can go there, not right now, but later on this evening, you could go there in a few hours. And I will put the readings on sale for $15 in case you haven't gotten one this year and you just wanted to get one and you didn't want to have to spend a whole lot of money. Or if you want an energy clearing, I'll put the ones that are done on the phone on sale too. When I put those on sale, they're normally $45. So when I put those on sale, I put them on sale for $25, just to make it a little bit easier for you. Let me see. You want to know how can I learn how to activate Merkaba? Okay, so if you want to, I'm not really sure if you mean how to activate your own or how to activate other people's Merkaba. So let's first talk about your own. Okay, so it's helpful if you're good at visualizations. You don't have to be great. You just have to be able to hold a visual, right? It's not really a complex visual. But if you Google Merkaba and you see the picture of the interlaced triangles, right? Okay, if you can hold that visual and just imagine looking at yourself, imagine seeing yourself, and imagine that those triangles are around you. Now close your eyes and imagine that you can like see them around you. and you see the top one spinning to the right, the bottom one spinning to the left, and they're overlapping. That is one of the most important things you have to be able to do. You have to be able to hold that visual and see that for a while. And when I say a while, I'm not talking a long time. Because even when I activate people's Merkabas, I only really need to hold that visual for maybe I would say 30 seconds to a minute. So I'm not even talking a long time. It doesn't take a long time. And as you do, you can either say out loud or quietly to yourself in your own head, ask your higher self to activate your Merkaba. Now, you don't really have to ask, you only have to really intend it. And it's really that easy. Now, what I would recommend if you really want, because your Merkaba can help you spiritually and metaphysically advance. So what I would recommend is every day, just for a few minutes a day, well, it doesn't have to be a few minutes. It could be, like I said, 30 seconds to a minute. Visualize the Merkaba spinning around you. You don't have to try to feel it or anything. Your energy body is intelligent. It's going to do what it's going to do. So it's not hard to activate it. Literally, you activate it by using it. So now when I activate people's Merkaba, that is basically what I'm doing. I'm doing it for them. I've never had somebody have not been able to do it on. Never. So it is quite simple. So don't trip yourself up thinking that it's complex, because if you do that and you start thinking, oh, this is really hard, this is something complex, you're going to mess yourself up totally. No, this is easier than you would think. However, at the same time, I have to warn you, the Merkaba is a powerful thing, because you have to remember that the Merkaba is your chariot, like it says in the Bible. It is let's call it a traveling device. It is what you use to travel, to astral travel. So the reason why I say you still have to be careful is because you don't want to just be really getting into it. Okay, every day I'm going to do this visual, maybe while I'm in meditation. Yes, you could possibly astrally leave your body. It's not going to hurt you. You're not going to die. But you have to remember, you could find yourself, oh, I'm out of body suddenly. This is cool. Just take it easy, take it one step at a time. Ease into it. That's why I say you might want to do it just 30 seconds to a minute a day. Especially if you do want to use it for astral traveling, if that's what you're really into or you're interested in going out of body. Take it easy though, like I said, a little bit every day. But just remember, nothing bad's going to happen to you. It's not dangerous. I'm just saying, just so you don't scare yourself, because sometimes when we're doing something and then we get that, that shocking surprise, like all of a sudden it happens and you weren't expecting it to really work, and then you scare yourself. That's what you don't want to do. You don't want to scare yourself. You don't want to freak yourself out, because you don't want to have that setback. So that's why I say, take it easy, 30 seconds to a minute a day. It doesn't take long to get good at it. And while you're doing this on a daily basis, what I would recommend is Google the Merkaba. Learn as much as you can about it. And it's that simple. You want to learn about it. You want to learn how it's used. You want to learn the benefits of it, what this can benefit you as far as metaphysical advancement, spiritual advancement. I have activated people's Merkaba where literally, they've had it's advanced them greatly. where they've then contacted me the next day and they've been like, wow. So it is something that can really, really, really help you. It can even really help you if you're just a person who is also practicing manifestations. It can help boost your ability to manifest things faster. I don't know. I hope that answered your question. And hi, Felicia. Felicia, it is? Yeah, Felicia. How are you doing? I think I know who you are. I'm not sure, but I think I do. Hope you're doing well. But I just wanted to take the time to oh, thank you. That's really sweet of you to say. Um, I try to explain things in a way where where things are simple for you. Because so many things, the way they're explained, make it seem complicated, and it doesn't. Everything doesn't have to be complicated. You know, um, things are simpler than you think they are. And once you get into metaphysics and spirituality, over time, you end up learning that and realizing that. You end up realizing, well, wait a minute, this isn't really hard. This is like easier than I thought. This isn't like brain surgery. And I always tell people, if I can do it, you can do it. That's for sure. Yes, thank you, Felicia. So anyway, um, while I was in the hospital, that's what I was basically thinking about. I was like, I really want to get back to, doing more readings because over the last 3 years, while I was in and out of the hospital, I couldn't do readings a lot because I had so many like doctor's appointments and everything. And like, I really miss doing, as many readings as I used to. So I was like, you know what? Let me do a live video. Let me let people know, hey, it's okay. You can schedule a reading with me. Um, I'm here. Even, when I have to go in the hospital, it's not a big deal. I usually, if anybody's got readings scheduled, I just contact you and reschedule them. So it's not a big deal. I just wanted to like check in and see how everyone was doing. Make sure everybody was okay. They're hanging in there because, it's been really hard for a lot of people. I've been watching the videos, I've been seeing what's going on with people. Yes, some things are funny, but in a way, they're not funny. In a way, what's going on lately isn't, and can greatly affect where somebody is at with their development, their metaphysical and their spiritual, especially their spiritual development. There's a lot of people right now that are just like, they're all hope is lost. Save yourselves. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's getting hard. So, but you have to, keep focus on your own life. You have to keep bringing yourself back to that point where it's like, wait, let me focus on my own life. What do I have going on? What are the good things that I have going on? You always have to do that, like, kind of accounting. Like, okay, what can I say that I got going on that is good? We can all always say what's bad, but what do I have going on that's good? What am I happy about? What, like, even if it's only one thing, you have to do that, because you always have to bring yourself back to your own reality, not everybody else's, just your own reality. And do something for yourself every day, whether it's, if you like decrees, mantras, if you have a favorite prayer. Some of my favorite is the Hail Mary prayer. So whatever it is, do something that you like doing, whether it's that, or it's something like me. I'm into gardening. you know Kind of connect back by way of, it could be by way of nature, it could be by way of a hobby. Like, I do therapy every Wednesday, and my therapist was like, she was like saying, well, you used to do, you used to paint a lot, do a lot of artwork and stuff like that. And she's like, you said you haven't done it in a while. Why don't you do some? I was like, I don't want to. I was like being lazy. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna get a couple flower pots and I'm gonna paint them. So I did. I found my paints. I got some paint out, and I was like, you know what? It like while I was doing it, it was interesting because it gave me a feel. A feel came to me that felt really good. It's almost like you're connecting to. Sometimes you're connecting to past things, and then you get that feeling, and you're like, I remember how this felt. You need to do that for yourself. Um, you may think that that has nothing to do with your metaphysical or spiritual advancement, but it actually does. Because often, by way of these things, we're hearing our higher self. As we're doing them, we're hearing our higher self speak up and tell us other things. Well, yeah, this is good for you. Well, how about this? How about that? You'll hear your higher self start to speak up and say, hey, hey, you're down for like, getting into, like some things and connecting with me, hearing me. How about this? How about that? Just do some things. Like, for example, when I'm painting, I'm focused on that, right? So while I'm being focused on that, I don't, it's almost meditative, and I'm able to hear even better. I know that's not really a great explanation. This is one of those things where if you do it, you'll understand what I'm saying. And some of you probably already know this, but if you do it, you'll be able to connect better. So I appreciate you guys listening and checking in. While I was in the hospital, I had made a decision that I'm like, instead of just doing videos and uploading videos, that I was just going to start, maybe going live, a couple times a day, and just keeping it simple where you can ask me questions, you can ask me to talk about certain topics and things, because like sometimes I don't know what type of videos to upload. I don't know what people are interested in, what they want to hear me talk about. So I'm gonna start doing that from now on, starting today. I know I said that in the past. I know some of you are like, you said that before, and then we don't see you for a while. Yeah, you know how it's been. My health has been like up and down. One day I'm saying that, and then the next day I'm in the hospital. And my doctors are like, can you please stay out of the hospital? I'm like, I'm trying. Upload a video on how to activate the Holy Grail for yourself. Oh, okay. So I think I have a video about attuning yourself. So yes, I'll do another one because I think the one I did, I don't know how long ago I did it. It's probably a while ago. So I'll do another one. And what I'll do is I'll do another one, but I'll do it like as though I'm doing it on myself, so you can see what I do, so that it'll be easy for you. Thank you for saying I've had some interesting videos. Yeah, I try to figure out what I think people might want to know and might want to learn, and what might be helpful for people, whether they're maybe trying to advance metaphysically or whether they're trying to advance spiritually. Or if I hear something new, that I'm like, people might want to hear about this. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. Time splits. I don't know if you've heard of them. When I'm sure you've heard stories about People doing things like, for example, they're in their car, they're going on a trip somewhere, they're with other people, and they accidentally go through a portal. And I've had a friend that told me about somebody he knew where this happened to them. Like, for example, they were traveling, they were on the highway, they crossed over into another state, and they're driving, and it got really foggy all of a sudden. And then the next thing they knew, after like an hour and a half, they see the sign, and they're back where they started from. And they're like, what the heck happened? They're called, oh, okay, this is what they're called time slips. Now, there is this lady that I follow, and I'll do another video, and I'll write down the lady's name and everything in case you want to follow her. She's a really great storyteller. Now, when I say storyteller, these aren't fake stories. These are real stories she's telling you about things that happen to people. So what she does is she researches things that have actually happened to people, and she is a great storyteller. And I've listened to many of her videos. Actually, hold on. I'm going to see. Hold on. I'm going to tell you her name right now. Hold on one second. I'm looking on my phone. Let me see. Subscriptions. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to tell you. Give me 1 second to find her. Because this lady, I love her, like how she tells stories. Where is she? Is she? Okay. I'll find it this way. Time slips. Found her. Okay. Her, it is called The In Between. It's the space in between, with in between has no spaces in it. It's I in between, all one word. Let me see what her name is. Okay. Her channel is called The In Between. And like, if you just, or you could search time slips and you'll find her. You have to go listen to a couple of those videos. I swear you have to. Really interesting, because literally, here's the thing, this can happen to anyone. It's happened to me, and it will, it'll send you for a loop if it ever happens to you. Okay, I can tell you about the one that happened to me. Okay, who was it? Steve Jobs? Was it Steve Jobs who died? I think it was. Okay, so this was back when I had cable TV, when I could afford cable TV. And I was watching it, and when Steve Jobs died, I was watching Good Morning America or something. And then I want to say, I don't know, it may have been then, could have been a month later. My son was young. It's in the morning, doing my morning routine. I would get up every morning, do a little bit of cleaning, laundry, whatever, right? News comes on, Good Morning America, or whatever. And again, I see this whole broadcast about Steve Jobs dying as though he died that day. And I'm like this. I froze in my living room in front of the TV. I just froze. And I'm like this. I'm like, what the heck is happening? And I sat down on the sofa and I'm watching it. And I'm like, am I losing it? I was like, this already happened. This happened a month ago. So time slips are like that. So time slips can actually happen where it happens like that, where you literally you re you like relive a moment. You could relive a whole day, like this happened to me already. It could throw you for a loop. Literally, it can make you really dizzy, throw you for a loop. But time slips are really interesting, and if you want to know more about them, definitely go to her channel and watch some of the videos. um, they're always different how they happen to people, but it's for real. It's not a joke. It's not made up. It is totally for real. So check it out. Um, Also, I mean, there's a lot of people. I mean, I like watching. There's another person I like that's a great storyteller, Mr. Ballin, Ballen. Um, Great storyteller. He tells some interesting stories, and yes, he does tell some stories that are metaphysically related. So, he's told some interesting ones, some interesting things that have happened to people where I'm watching it and I'm like, I'm sure some people watching are like, that's not for real. And I'm watching it and I'm going, yeah, I believe it. I believe that actually happened. So, sometimes watching things like this helps us make sense of some of the things that have happened to us. So if you're kind of wondering, if you're thinking to yourself, I don't waste my time watching stuff like that, it's not really a waste of time, because sometimes it helps you realize some things that you've gone through or that you've experienced. We've all been there, had things happen to us where we don't really understand what happened until we hear somebody else tell their story and explain what happened to them. Then it can kind of help us go, uh, okay, I get what happened to me now, or at least I feel better, because maybe now I can say, I didn't imagine that. I'm not crazy. I didn't imagine that. That happened for real. And it can make you feel a lot better, and also be a little bit more willing to talk to people about what happened so that you can more fully understand it, like for yourself. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to touch base with you guys. I miss doing videos. I never really did a lot of lives. That's why I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try doing lives for a while instead of just uploading videos. So, um, but I will, the one that you asked me to do, um, about activating the Holy Grail for yourself. Okay, I will do that one. Hopefully, the person who developed that attunement won't get mad at me. Um, I don't think they will, because I mean, I'm not giving anything away that belongs to them for free. I don't have the manual for that. You would be on your own to find the manual, because I don't have it. Um, and that's pretty much how it works. Is that when you attune yourself to something, you still have to go out, you have to find the manual. If you want a certificate, you can either go to my website. I have the certificate maker there. And well, I don't have a certificate for the Holy Grail, but I will be adjusting the certificate maker on the site so that you can make any certificate for yourself. Now, keep in mind, here's where it gets a little tricky. Let me just give you a heads up about this. Okay, so when you attune yourself, you're attuned, no problem with that, right? However, when you go to make the certificate, where you have to make an adjustment is there won't be a master's name on it saying who attuned you, because technically it is your higher self who attuned you. Now, it is okay for you to, where you would normally put the master's name, to put higher self. There is nothing wrong with that. Just because you haven't seen many people do that doesn't mean anything's wrong with it, because that is who actually, when you attune yourself, that's who actually attuned you. So that's the only difference, is that when you do the certificate, you don't have like a master's name like my name. No, it's your higher self that attune you. So it is okay to put higher self. But when I go to adjust the certificate maker so that you can do any certificate, I will adjust it so that it's already there for you, so that you won't have to try to figure out, what to put. I'll do it for, I'll set it all up for you so to make it easy. Oh, I did? Okay, so if I attune you to it already, let me think. Oh, you're saying how to activate it. Okay, here's the thing. I can attune you to it, but that's not an attunement that I have a manual for. That's not something I studied. So I can attune you to it. Here's the trick. I just can't I can't teach you that attunement. So the ins and outs of it, the nitty-gritty, okay, this is where it gets tricky. You have to find somebody that has that manual, and you won't have the trouble, I don't think. People tend to be very generous when it comes to you know, sharing their energy work, sharing their manuals. I don't think you'll have any trouble eventually getting a hold of it. Or sometimes you can go to the person whose attunement it is and say, hey, if I make a donation, would you be willing to possibly give me that manual? Um, it never hurts to ask. I've always told people, go to the person and ask them. Don't just assume, oh, they sell this attunement for this much money, they probably won't help me. No, even people, just because they're selling it for a lot of money, that doesn't mean they're not helpful people. Doesn't mean they don't want to help you. Most understand that not everybody has that kind of money. Some attunements are very expensive, and people are like, I'm never going to be able to afford that. Don't be afraid to ask. You'd be surprised at what people will do for you and help you out with, if you just ask and you're sincere. Now, I don't, I've had I've had some people try to trick me, like they thought they needed to do that. They thought they needed to like trick me into giving them, something for free. No, you don't have to trick me. All you got to do is be honest. I've had that happen. I've had people contact me from certain countries where their problem is that they don't have a way to pay me for attunements. Like, I'll give you an example. Um, um, Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, people there. I get contacted by them sometimes because sometimes they can't pay me via PayPal. PayPal's turned off for them. Cash App's turned off for them. And they don't have a way to pay me. So they're like, okay, I want to order your attunements, but I don't have a way to pay you. So that's why I say ask, because we're all used to that. We're all used to people. Some people don't live places where this is easy to do. So just go ahead and ask. Nobody's going to be shocked that you asked for help, or that you asked for something to be reasonable. Most people are nice about it. So anyway, I will, let's see what time it is. Oh, 8 p.m. This is usually a good time of the evening for me. So what I'm going to try to do is, maybe I'm going to try a couple of different times a day. Of course, I like the hours between, like, let's say the hours around 7 o'clock ish. Love that time of day. And also, some people are in different time zones. So I'm going to try a morning time and then the evening time around 7 to do the lives, and to see how that works for everybody. So And of course, if you subscribe to me, then um, I'll do better at setting it up and making sure it sends out the notifications. Of course, if you go on Facebook and if you follow me on Facebook, of course, usually, I didn't this time, but usually when I'm gonna go live or I'm gonna upload a video, I post it there. So if you want to follow me on YouTube, then you would be notified that way too. If I'm gonna go live or if I've uploaded a video. I appreciate all of you. I am gonna go now. Um, and I hope you have a great night. I enjoyed talking with you. I hope that the rest of your week goes well and that I see you here again if you have time. And take good care of yourselves. Namaste.